Hi, Susan Anderson here. I wanted to share with you a little more detail about worthy conversations and specifically about using the listening matrix in worthy conversations. The listening matrix has several layers of how we listen to ourselves and to others in a way that creates very meaningful and fulfilling conversation. So I'm going to run through those different levels and hope by example you'll get just a little sense of what that is. And it's kind of like driving a car. Once you learn the parts and what you need to know, then the parts fall into the background and you just start to use them whenever you need them. So it's kind of like, let's just learn the parts now. Some information. The listening matrix is a part of worthy conversations. It has different levels of listening, different perspectives for us to listen from for when we listen to ourselves or when we listen to others. So it's important to kind of know what those levels are. They start with sharing information and go all the way down to the deep layer of creating worthy futures, co-creating worthy futures. So some stories about the listening matrix. I created it because I found that people were having an extremely difficult time when they wanted to share with others and when they listened to themselves. The ways that they did that began to dismantle and take apart instead of nourish what was important to them and what they wanted to create in worthy futures. So because of that, I created the listening matrix. Being heard, that's so important. It validates who we are and helps us learn and grow. And in a sense, if done well, it nourishes us. So for me, worthy conversations in all the different parts, including the listening matrix, that is so important to me. It creates such a deep connection with my heart and spirit and mind that having you understand it is the most nourishing thing for me. Seeking understanding, being understood by you and you understanding me, that's a very nourishing thing. So in worthy conversations, we can listen to ourselves or listen to others in such a way that we are drawn forward, that we learn more about ourselves, that we learn more about others in really important ways. Self-discovery, a really important thing. And for me, in worthy conversations, in the different ways of the art of envisioning, in the different ways to use the listening matrix, I discover things that are very, very deep within me and that I've had my whole life. And just talking about that and telling you that and beginning to sense how deeply important that is to me. If I go deeper and into more self-discovery about what that is for me, then I'm giving myself a gift and you a gift. Hearing spirit. We all might think of spirit in a different way, but what I'd like to ask of you is to just be there, be present with me, to let me delve into that spirit space with myself. So whether we're walking or sitting next to each other, just be extremely present and let me wander into what it is that I'm sharing, whether it's out loud or with myself, and deepen my connection with my spirit. I think that all my life, even in all the medical work that I've done, and when I was even in early childhood, there was this very, very, very present energy. So I always felt like I had a partner. I felt this life-giving force. And somewhere along the line, I think I connected that as human spirit, sourced by the divine. And it nourishes me. And there are very few places where I can actually sit and share that with another human being in such a way that they just support my discovery. And that's really important. Co-creating with spirit, it's one of the most, for me, one of the most joyous things that I can be engaged in. In fact, it's so joyous, it's hard to do something that isn't aligned with co-creating with spirit for me. So once that I have some insight into what's important and I make room for the expression of spirit in my life, that co-creation always ends in creating something that I alone could not do. That energy of co-creation, that infinite possibility, that's really important. And when you listen to me for in support of me creating that, I know that you need to be in that space too. That you need to be in that honoring space of who I am, what my spirit calls for me to do, and how I connect that to what's important in the world, in the way that nourishes myself, others, and the world. Creating worthy futures. I kind of think of the levels of, in the listening matrix, of all the parts of, say, a homemade apple pie. Um, all the ingredients are there. You've baked it. It's just come out of the oven. And now you're going to nourish yourself by eating it. That's what happens at that deeper level. That the future and worthy futures are just created by my self-engagement and engagement with others in worthy conversations at all those various levels. So it's kind of like you don't have to specifically think about the future, because by engaging in those other activities, a worthy future is created. And it's amazing. That's a little bit of information and a little bit of sharing and stories and spirit and future, all those levels of the listening matrix. I'm not sure how much it's helped you have insights for yourself, but I'm here for your questions. I'd love to chat with you in any of the ways that we can on Google+. Let's have some worthy conversations. Let me invite you to some conversations, and you invite me to some conversations. And let us together learn, discover, grow, and create worthy futures and nourish each other. Look forward to connecting and having worthy conversations.